YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back with a little bit of news about Total War Warhammer. I don't do a ton of these, but this was kind of a fun one. The reason I say that is because a while back when I got to travel to San Francisco to play the Battle of Thundering Falls, I thought that the quest battle, and that was one of the quest battles we played for the Dwarf Lord, I don't exactly remember his name, like something or other Dwarf Master, yeah, it was something like that. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And they showed us something similar to this today, except it was with the Greenskins, and it was Azhag the Slaughterer. I know his name only because I saw it, and it's above my head as well. So yeah, that's the only reason why I know his name at the moment. I'll eventually learn these names. It was pretty cool. What you're seeing here in the foreground is just a little clip from the video that we got from the Creative Assembly, which I kind of liked. And according to Joey, she's like, watch it, because apparently the Vortex is her favorite. And admittedly, it's pretty cool. We got to see a lot today, so let's jump in and take a look at a few of the things that stuck out to us. Alright, so the trailer is playing without the sound here. I'll have a link to the official trailer. There is one spot where I want to unmute it, so I'll keep it handy and ready for you all to hear it. It's the general speech. But this is a quest battle. It's where Azhag's going after, I guess, his Armour. It's I don't know whether there's legendary on it. It's just some item they can earn through going through the quest chain. And again, the quest are something that's going to be new to the Total War Warhammer game. And like they said, they're going to let us listen to the general speech, so here it is. Let me back it up for you just a bit. I think it's right here.
Join you in the deployment phase.
Thanks, Joey.
Those stupid, flouncy humans think they can tramps all over our sacred ground. That burial man is Mork's property, not some fishy-smelling lake eggs. Roman heads, stop whispering at me. I know. Come on, heads. We're gonna stamp these gits and send them running back to their pretty towers. I've had my visions from Mork himself. He reckons we do this, it's gonna sort my armour out real good, when I won't have to knock you all about. What's that? Yes, we'll go south afterwards. Let's go kill some knights.
Another neat thing that we got to see was some Bretonian units, which not super familiar with the lore on these guys, but they kind of seem like a medieval inspired faction. So they had some like halberdiers and knights and these cool looking like trebuchet type catapults. Almost they're like a counterweighted catapult. They were throwing some cool stones and stuff that I'll show you all in a minute. But yeah, it was definitely, I think it was our first chance to see the Bretonians on the battlefield. I'm not keeping up with every scrap of news that comes out about Warhammer, but again, I believe that's where we're at. So that was a quick look at some of those units. So let's just take it from here and kind of check out a little bit of the rest of the footage. You can see there the Azhag being used to activate a spell. It was a spell that Darren explained was basically for weakening the enemy units and making them easier to kill. They talked a little bit about the balance of magic. I don't think you can see my cursor, but if you look in the bottom right hand of the screen, actually I think you can see my cursor. Bottom right hand of the screen right here, this is like the Winds of Magic, I think is what they were calling it. Don't completely understand it, but I think it being full represents the ability of Azhag to cast his magic. It can be empty. I don't know if it recharges during battle or not. It may, depending on timers. Again, I'm not completely familiar with all this. They said this was a beta version, so it's not complete, still subject to change. And they also, for some of you, I know you'll hate it, they said yes, you can turn off the arrow trails rather than having the trails following the arrows. They just did that to try and make it easier. It looks like the magic does recharge over the course of the battle. But they tried to explain how the magic will be balanced in a sense, and Darren demonstrates it later, and Joey kind of talked about it, where it was basically that the spells have a purpose, and then there's not just like some spells that just destroy entire units, haphazardly. That also spells can be miscast, meaning that it can kind of backfire on the person who cast it. So that was interesting to hear. And then obviously it can do friendly damage on certain spells as well. And some of the spells like the Vortex kind of have like a random path of travel, so that using it next to your own units could be very dangerous. So that's good to see. Good to see that they're taking some of that into account. Another announcement they made, and if I put my mouse over it, it kind of pulls up the YouTube bar too. But you can see right here, that's guard mode right there. So finally, guard mode's back. This is another spell he used that was supposed to like buff his own units to help destroy this unit that normally would have killed them. So again, that was where they're talking about is very situational. He used a spell that buffed like a kind of a horse archer type unit, except of course they're riding around in like wargs or something. So anyway, yeah, it was interesting. And here too, basically trying to remember what else they talked about. Yeah, the guard mode was awesome because you can see his guys actually holding a line, which is nice to see. Like, if you're going to defend, your guys can actually defend rather than just chasing every time they win a battle. We did get to see a little bit of collisions in this battle, and there was some of those boar riders or wargs or whatever they are. I get confused between this and Lord of the Rings sometime. I know they're not the same. I'm not a scholar of the Warhammer ways, so if I get it wrong, it's okay. Feel free to correct me kindly in the comments. But yeah, they actually had a pretty good impact, and I think you'll see it somewhere here in the battle. We got to see the Legendary Lord used, which I got to use the Legendary Lord. Was it Grimgore or Ironhide? No, that's the other green skin, isn't it? I don't know. I don't remember. I remember I got to use the angry dwarf guy, and he was a little bit different. He kind of sat in this big chair and did stuff. But I remember playing against the goblins, and I want to say that their legendary lord was on Warg or whatever he was, and it may have been this guy, this Azhag the Slaughterer. It was pretty cool getting to use them. They have those unique abilities, and it was a lot of fun. They did say that this battle is fairly early on, and it's played without some of the big, giant, scary units that you've seen in some of the others, so that's why you don't see them here. But yeah, anyway, it was kind of an interesting battle, just to kind of get a look and feel. It's certainly, and there was some catapult hits coming in from those big trebuchet-type artillery, throwing some big, cool-looking chunks of rock. Really liked the effect there. It was pretty neat. Anyway, the Bretonians look cool. I hope they add these guys as DLC. I'd like to be able to play them. They look like a fun faction. But yeah, I'm trying to think what I was getting back to in terms of other stuff that they showed. It looks like the left-click drag is still there. Glad to see that. I'm also hoping that the shift and drawing out your waypoints is still there. That was something that I don't use enough in Attila. And it's very good. I remember when they showed me that when I was out in San Francisco checking out Attila before launch, they showed me that. It really was neat, and honestly, I still forget to use it sometimes, but it's very nice to have. Here was where he uses the Vortex, and basically he's going to take the Wyvern over there and have Azhag cast a spell on the catapult. So it's kind of neat here how you can... He said that the AI played a little bit differently, like when you move forward. The cavalry that you saw him fighting at the beginning of this battle would basically go back and join the main forces, but that if you pulled back, it would get a little more aggressive. So good to see that the AI plays a little bit differently, and this was actually something I noticed when I played the Battle of Thundering Falls. I played it probably like 15 or 20 times, as much as they'd let me play it while I was there, and I played it on both the difficulty settings. I think there was like an easy and a hard, and on both settings I noticed differences between them, but also I noticed that the AI would react differently based on where you deployed your units, and these are just quest battles. I don't know if it does it in just like every single campaign battle, but I liked it. Like the Goblin Spider Riders would try and get around the flank. Here's the Bretonian legendary lord here, Faye or something like that. Anyway, she's trying to cast a spell and it miscast. You can see right there it kind of cast behind her. And they were trying to show that was demonstrating how sometimes you can get a miscast on the spell. But yeah, in any case, the Spider Riders would try and get around your flank and get at my Dwarf Archers and Gunners and all that other kind of stuff. And then they would do a good job of just really going after the flanks. It was kind of nice to see the cavalry used slightly more strategically. Now, it's not like the AI was all of a sudden like playing an online battle, but it was good. It seemed like it was trying to do better, and that was good news. I'm trying to think if there's anything else of particular note in this video that I felt like we learned today. And I don't think there's anything huge here, but I mean, I say that. To me, guard mode is huge, and I would really, I don't think it's going to happen, but I would super appreciate it if Creative Assembly would please, for the love of goodness, please patch that back into Rome 2 and Attila. Like, I can't beg you enough, please do that. The other thing that I could beg them here for is, for the love of goodness, this game pleads for free-for-all multiplayer. Please bring back free-for-all multiplayer. I don't know if they can because they don't completely control the IP, because what's the name of there's another studio, Games Workshop, that I guess owns some of this, or owns the rights to this. But I mean, for goodness sakes, this is the perfect spot to bring. Imagine a free-for-all where you have Greenskins and the Empire and Bretonia and the Vampire Counts. Like, it'd just be an absolute hodgepodge of awesome with that kind of stuff going on. Like, I can't tell you how cool it would be to see that. So that's another thing that I'd like to see them bring back. That was just about all they showed. on this one. So I didn't have a whole lot of other thoughts here other than kind of enjoyed this video, but let's jump back and summarize. Yep, so just summarize a couple of things. Number one, go check out the official video down in the description so you can hear the sound and listen to the developer's own thoughts. I mean, obviously it's possible that I could misrepresent something. I'll have links to the game in the Steam store and, you know, on their websites and whatever else. Go check it out. I'm not telling you have to buy it. I'm just saying, you know, go check it out if you want to see more official news about the game. But yeah, I thought this video was interesting. I appreciate the Creative Assembly showing this because it gives us a little bit more look into the battles. I'd like to see more of this, and honestly, I really want to hear more about multiplayer. This is great. I think we're supposed to hear about the vampire counts on the Ides of March is kind of the hint that they keep dropping, so keep an eye out for that news, and we should get it soon. That's about all I know for now. Otherwise, as soon as I learned anything else new about Warhammer, I'll try and give you a quick update if it's worth mentioning. Today, I definitely felt like the guard mode was worth mentioning, and this little vortex thing going on in the background is definitely worth it, and that one's for CA Joey. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.